In this video, I'm gonna show you how I went from broke, absolutely broke, zero money in my bank, to generating millions of dollars online, and how you can replicate this whole story. 2 years from nothing to something. This is my story. Let's go. Hey, what is up? For those that don't know me, I'm Rafael Cintron. We've been getting a lot of new subscribers to this channel, so I wanna thank you. First of all, we're almost at 10,000 subscribers, so thank you. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the whole story of 2 years from literally zero in my bank. I was going to university, not really knowing what to do with my life, not knowing anything about internet marketing, all the way to generating millions of dollars with e-commerce, online, and dropshipping through Shopify. So today I'm gonna take you step by step to all the story, and you're gonna relate to a lot of these things because I failed a lot of times before I ever got to any success, and I failed again and again, and I just kept going. And that, you might be in that situation. You might be where you're failing and failing and failing and nothing is working. You're buying a bunch of courses, nothing is working. I'm gonna tell you today, keep going, and I'm gonna tell you how I kept going and what I did to keep going, what I did to ultimately become successful. Before we start, in every video I give out a free one-on-one consulting call directly with me to review your ads, review your store, whatever it is you want me to do to your business or help you in your business. All you have to do is comment secrets in the comments below, subscribe and hit that bell button, and you'll be entered to win. All right, so like I said, in this video, we're gonna go from nothing over here to an 18-year-old sad boy with literally no dreams, no hopes, nothing, to traveling the entire world, going to more than 50 countries all over the world and generating a lot of money online. So let's go broke to 6 figures per month at 22 years old. Let's hear the details. So first of all, where I started, I didn't start off with a rich family. My family was actually very poor. Sometimes we didn't have food on the table. Like literally, I come from a very small, it's not a poor island per se in Puerto Rico. It's part of the United States, but there are a lot of poor people on there. And I studied with a lot of rich kids by having a scholarship. So I was able to get a scholarship because I had kind of good grades, but my family was still very poor. So this is me when I was already 18 and I went to study German in Germany so I could study in the German University of Hamburg. And I wanted to study medicine back then. I wanted to study medicine because my family had always told me, hey, study something that you're gonna make a lot of money off of. If you study something like art or maybe something like entrepreneurship, you might not be successful. Study medicine, law, architecture, something that it's gonna make you money. And in Puerto Rico, especially, and in all Latino cultures, it's a lot about studying something to become something. And that was my goal back then. That was all my mindset. I didn't read any mindset books. I didn't read anything. I was just going to college here. As you can see, I was very happy, as you can see in that picture. And then here on the right-hand side, I bought this suit for about $40, I think, and this shirt for like $10 at a cheap German store. And then I wanted to apply for a few jobs just to get some money in and some money rolling. So this is really where I started. I didn't start off with a rich family. I didn't start off with a bunch of money, and I didn't start off by being a one-hit wonder or like being successful. In the beginning, I didn't have any internet marketing experience. I wasn't working for a bunch of people, didn't have any jobs. I was just a normal student, like probably a lot of you guys are. Like you're probably a university student, 18, 20 years old, trying to discover life. That's where I was back then. So my first attempt at an online business was officially March 2016. And essentially this is the face that I was making because I just didn't know what to do. I went online and I typed in on YouTube, how do I make money online? How do I build a business? How do I make money without having to go to college, etc., etc. So what I discovered was that people were launching companies online through crowdfunding campaigns, and they were launching it through Indiegogo, Kickstarter, and a lot of people were making millions and millions of dollars, which to me back then was a dream. I never expected to make $1 million in my life ever, especially not this fast and this young. So back then in March 2016, I was just like, hey, I'm gonna start my first thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and try it, and I spent hours and hours and days and weeks and months studying and learning and watching videos, watching courses, reading books. I read so many books during that year. It's absolutely insane how many books I read. If you name a self-development book, I probably read it during that year. So then I started my first business, which was Beyond Fit Nutrition. So Beyond Fit was essentially a cognitive supplement for athletes that I made myself. And essentially back then in 2016, this whole like cognitive supplement, like supplement company boom, a lot of people were creating companies based on that, and a lot of people were making millions of dollars. Like if you look at On-Knit Nutrition, multi-million-dollar company, First Form Nutrition, multi-million-dollar company. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna build a supplement company and I'm gonna be rich off of that. So I started this company. As you can see here, I paid a guy from India to make this design for about $30. It cost me $30 to make this design. I bought the bottle from a pharmacy, and then the actual product, I created a formula based on a lot of research, based on a lot of like scientific papers. I read a lot on what improves cognition, what improves athletes' abilities and performance, and then I created a supplement off of that. So how the story started when I thought about creating the supplement is I was actually a judo athlete when I was doing this, and way before. I've been a judo athlete since I was about 8 years old, so about 10 years of practice in judo taught me a lot of what makes athletes perform better. And I took a lot of supplements back then when I was doing judo and basically competing in judo, so it helped me understand what athletes needed, and I thought the market needed another kind of supplement, right? A whole new cognitive supplement to try and sell it. But obviously it was an utter failure. So it wasn't really an utter failure because it taught me a lot, but it failed. It made zero money, so I made officially $0 in my first attempt at business. Then I started a couple other business. I pretty much I started blogging, I started affiliate marketing, I even did a YouTube channel about learning languages. I just started a bunch of different stuff. Nothing worked. I didn't make a penny online from about like 6 different businesses. So 6 failures, nothing. So I decided, hey, I'm just gonna get a job, and I got a job. And this is the suit that I bought. This is another suit that I bought that day when I got that job. And it essentially was working for a dropshipping company. So I got a job as a dropshipping assistant for Facebook ads for this like multinational, really, really big company. They hired me as an assistant. I pretty much went into Upwork and I started applying for a bunch of different jobs and they eventually got me. They were like, hey, you seem to know a little bit about what you're doing in e-commerce and launching products, so let's bring you onto the team. When I was launching Beyond Fit, I learned a little bit about Facebook ads, about Google ads. I never ran any Facebook ads, I never ran any Google ads before getting that job, which was kind of funny. But during Beyond Fit, I learned a lot about social media advertising because I built a company and then I was like, okay, how do I market it? So I learned about Facebook ads, how Facebook ads work, how to create a Facebook ad, and how to optimize them without spending any of my money because I didn't have any money. I had zero back then. But I learned a little bit about how companies grew. I eventually found out about Shopify, and I didn't make the website on Shopify, but I found out that some people were launching their products on Shopify. So I had quite a bit of an understanding of this whole Shopify dropshipping movement. I didn't know about all these gurus, I didn't know about all this thing, but I knew a little bit about the movement. So then in that job, I eventually, went on to become the assistant and slowly started going up the ranks, and then they gave me a remote position as their Facebook ads manager. So I eventually got to the point where I got so good at this job and learning Facebook ads and learning Google ads and learning just Shopify dropshipping so well for a multinational company, and we were spending about $2 million a month, I believe, $1.5 to $2 million a month. And I eventually got to the top as their manager. So this is how I learned. This is back in 2017. I was just an absolute beast at that job, and I dedicated about 12 hours a day to that job. Even when my friends wanted to party, I went to party and then I went back home and then boom, working on the job. I was working on this job 12, 14 hours a day every single day. They wanted me to work from Monday to Friday. I worked from Monday to Sunday, every single day just working, and then they gave me a remote position. As you can see here, this is Cyrillic, but it's in Vatna in Bulgaria. Me and my friend that I actually still travel with, you might have seen it in my Instagram stories. We were in Bulgaria. We went there to party and celebrate pretty much 2 years ago. And then here you can see I'm pretty much the digital nomad kind of lifestyle, right? With your legs up in the air, somewhere random, with a bunch of trees. And then this is the task that I had to do for that company. So back then it was really I got to the point where I learned so much in that job that I got so good at Facebook ads, so good at marketing, that I decided, hey, in this job, I'm doing so much for this company, and I'm making this company literally millions of dollars every single month, and I was getting paid about $1,000 to $1,500, which that's why I was traveling in Bulgaria, because if I would be traveling somewhere else, there's not really like 1,500 a month. It's really not enough to travel to like the good countries that I want to travel. Like right now I'm in Sweden and I can travel here. I went to Denmark, which is the most expensive country in Europe, pretty much. Australia, Singapore, all of those. You can't really travel 1,500 a month. And what we did was basically go to Eastern Europe, which is a lot cheaper. We traveled there, and then I was working and trying to build up myself. And eventually I said, okay, I'm earning way too little for too much that I'm doing. Let me do it for myself. And that was my success. And when I took what I learned from that company, all the methods and all the details and all the strategies that I learned from working for a multi-million dollar company, I applied it to my own, and I made almost $50,000 my first month, and then I had a record day of $2,000. And really, I wasn't an overnight success story, and this was like about a year after I like started my first, more than a year after I started my first business, and it was all because of what I learned in that job. It was really all because of what I learned in that job and all the skills and all the methods and all the trainings that I learned and that I took during that job, and then I just applied it to my own. I'm not some magic kid. I'm not talented at all. My first, like you can see my face there. I literally didn't know anything about marketing, nothing. But that job taught me the skills that I needed to make money, and the only way that I knew how to make money, which is either getting a job or making money through Shopify dropshipping, that's the one I did, and I was eventually very successful at it. So I eventually started scaling and making more shops. I eventually quit that job. When I made that 15K, I didn't quit the job right away because I was a little bit scared that that 15K wouldn't go on, but I kept making about 10 to 12,000 every single month, and eventually I made consistently enough more than what I was making at the job. So I took as much and I kept learning as much, and I learned as much as I could, and then I just went and kept doing it for myself, and I started scaling profitably. As you can see here, 8,000 a day, 7,000 a day, and just keep going, 10,000, 9,000, 8,000 a day, 8,000 a day, like consistently. Those numbers just keep doing them and keep doing them and keep doing them. So I eventually went up to that point where I was making a lot of money, and then I built a super successful brand. This is where I really took off. In 2018 was really my takeoff year, and if you've been following me since the beginning of my journey, this is where I really took off. I built a successful swimmer brand. It was called Madame Bravo. Me and my partner, we eventually sold it to somebody else that was bigger, but this is really what took me off, and this are all our influencers here. Like you can see, like they're real people. They're real people, and people actually started calling me the Bikini guy. And the motivation behind starting this, which is kind of funny, I'm gonna share it to you because if you watched so far in this video, it means you're a loyal fan. So why did I start a bikini business? So the partner at the time that I started the bikini business with, he said, hey dude, I think there's a great space in bikinis to sell swimwear and sell women's wear right now in the market. Do you wanna sell them with me? And I was like, bikinis? Like there's huge companies selling bikinis. I'm never gonna sell bikinis. But the motivation behind that was I had a girlfriend at the time that really loved bikinis. So in my head, I was thinking, hey, if I build a bikini company, in her eyes, it's gonna look amazing. Plus, my buddy says there's a need in the market, let me research it. So the combination of wanting to be cool or wanting to seem cool to my back then girlfriend, and then that need in the market or that research led me to say, okay, you know what? Let's start a bikini business. And we did, and it was an absolute sensation. People started loving our designs. And what really made it special was that we were selling a bikini or a type of bikini that nobody else was selling. As you can see, all of these, they're like high-waisted, like it covers them up to the belly pretty much. And you can see here, this one is like less high-waisted, but these are all like pretty much, see this one covers up all the belly. So this is like a type of bikini that wasn't sold by too many people. So it wasn't too saturated. We took a need in the market, or not, we didn't really solve a problem. We just took a need in the market, which was people or women wanted a bikini that covered up to their belly, especially women in the United States. So what we did was, boom, we sold that type of bikini, and then we just went like literally like that. Like it just went up like crazy. And then I was that overnight success guy, the bikini guy that everybody's talking about. So at this point, I was making a lot of money. At this point, my dropshipping whole business was already up $1 million in the time since I built it. So by that time, I decided to just, you know what? Let me travel the entire world. So what I did was I started traveling again and just travel. here you can see me started traveling again, but now I had money. Before I was like in Bulgaria trying to travel with the least amount of budget possible, the least amount of money possible. Now I actually had money. This is in Copenhagen, which is a ridiculously expensive city. I went there yesterday again, and it's an absolutely amazing city. I just spent a bunch of money there, so it's really cool. And then really enjoying life to the fullest. Like when I was a kid, we never stayed in hotels. We never went to like expensive trips. We couldn't afford them really. And this is me like this super expensive hotel back home. And I was with my friends back home, and we were like, you know what? Let's buy a room in this hotel, in this amazing hotel that everybody said like this is the best hotel there and stuff. And I actually did buy a room there, and it was an absolutely amazing experience. Now that I have money to pay for that, now is the time to really enjoy life. I don't really like buying material things. Like I don't like cars. Oh, I do like cars, but I don't like buying cars because of how much I travel. And I prefer spending that money on experiences. I prefer spending that money on things that enrich me, not really just make me look cooler. So here you can see enjoying the life. So here I was in New York, like a super expensive city as well. I had an apartment there, and I still have that apartment. It's just an amazing experience living in New York. As you can see, it was really, really cold, but it was an amazing experience. And here in Croatia, we were ziplining in Croatia. Croatia is not an expensive country, but it's a beautiful, beautiful country. And then here you can see me in just enjoying life, taking it all in, and just like literally meditating in front of the ocean, just looking at how much I built and just enjoyed it. And it was an absolutely ridiculous experience to be in that position where I was struggling back then in 2016, going from this back then in 2016 to going to this in 2018. Just a massive jump, massive jump by slowly learning the skills, building a business for myself, and then building a super successful bikini brand. And it brought me to here. So that's why I recommend a lot of students is to first start dropshipping, first start making some money, and then build a brand off of it. The brand is gonna make you 50 times more money, but you need to first learn the fundamentals, and really fail faster. Like there's a book called Fail Faster. That's really my philosophy, is fail as many times as you can so that you can learn from those failures and then apply them to a more enriched success. Before we go on, I do want to congratulate Ryan Brown for being the winner of last video's one-on-one consulting call. If you want to win a call, comment secret, subscribe, hit that bell button, and you'll be entered to win. And I don't want to turn this into a travel video. I don't want to show you 500 pictures of my travels. I just want to prove that this is real. A lot of people tell me, hey, do you really travel? I don't see you posting with like Ferraris or Lambos. Do you really make money? Well, I just want to like show you a little bit of proof. I don't have a Lambo, I don't have a Ferrari, but I do have a bunch of stamps in my passport. And I prefer that over material wealth. Whatever you want, it's your choice. If you want to buy a Ferrari, that's cool. I prefer experiences. So this is another little video here. Amazing view in Croatia. We took this little plane over Croatia, and it was just like, you can see this absolute beauty that I never ever experienced before, and I just experienced it now because I was able to afford traveling there. I'm not doing this to brag or to show off or to show that I'm better than you or whatever. I'm not. Everybody's cut from the same cloth. It's just some people, you know, they get to see a little bit more of life if they work hard and they achieve big things in life. And this is what I want you to achieve. As a viewer of this channel, I want you to get better in life and just see that, you know, most people see the tip of the iceberg in life, and there's a whole iceberg down there that only the people that really work hard and achieve something and succeed, they can see that whole iceberg down beneath. So as now going full circle, so now I was a bikini guy, right? People were saying, oh, this bikini guy, this guy that's selling a bunch of money, building a brand, being super successful, why doesn't he teach? Like most people out there that do Shopify, that do dropshipping, they teach, they have a course, they have a program, they mentor, they have like one-on-one coaching. Why don't you do that? And I got that told and asked so many times that I was like, you know what? Let me go on YouTube and share my story and start making videos. And then I started making videos a couple months ago, and then that pretty much took off quite quickly, and I started sharing my knowledge. Here I was invited to WeWork, which is a gigantic company in the United States, to teach. Here you can see my group banner on Facebook. I'm just gonna pull that up. That was my old group banner, and you can see there I was like pretty much coaching this is the group right now. We have 11,220 members. Absolutely insane how this group has grown. But yeah, back then I was like teaching it to a select group of business owners, teaching them how to scale their business and how I scaled my own Shopify business, and then I created my private program, which you can check down in the description, and it's pretty much like students started crushing it right away. Students started making like 500 a day, 4,000, 10,000 a month, just absolutely crushing it here. Yesterday was my best day so far, 500, boom, 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 and then another one, 1K per month, 20K per month, and we have students all the way up to like 100,000 per month, 150,000 per month, and I have a student right now doing 10,000 a day. 10,000 per day, absolutely insane. 500,000 in like 3 months, just absolutely crushing it. So what are my plans for the future? Am I only, like I've gotten this question a lot, are you only focused on coaching now? Are you only focused on a course? Are you only going to focus on a course? Are you going to keep dropshipping? What are you going to do? Obviously, I'm going to keep dropshipping and I'm going to keep doing Shopify, because if I don't do that, I can't coach properly. If somebody is a coach and only focuses on coaching, they won't be able to coach you properly. It's like if somebody that ran a bunch of marathons before and then decided to never run again is going to teach you how to run marathons. It's like they still need to be active in some sort of way. They still need to at least run a marathon just to know, okay, this is how you run, this is the style that you need to use, and actually teach you properly. So yes, I'm still going to do Shopify dropshipping. We have an in-house team in Budapest, Hungary, and we have a huge team of virtual assistants helping our Shopify business. That's why I've been able to coach and I've been able to make a lot of videos, is because we have a team behind us to actually help me and not have to spend so much time on it. But as well as the Shopify dropshipping, I'm going to focus a lot on the inner circle. The inner circle is my family. If you join it down in the description, you're gonna be part of my family. I literally talk to every single student in the inner circle at least 2 to 3 times per week. They can ask me questions on my messenger. I answer back on my messenger. If they ask questions, we have like 2 weekly calls every single week. We answer questions, we really talk a lot, and they learn so much from my course, my content, how to find products, how to scale, etc. I don't want to keep talking about the inner circle right now, but those two are going to be my main focus. So Shopify dropshipping, the inner circle, and then obviously traveling and enjoying life, enjoying the world. And we can see here that in the inner circle right now, I believe we have about 140 something people. So we have 147 people right now. My goal is to help 1,000 people reach that level of 10,000 per month or more. We already have about 25 to 30 people that are a consistent 10,000 per month or more. So if I just scale the volume of this program, I know I'm going to help more and more and more people. So those are going to be my focuses for now. Obviously the YouTube channel, which you're watching right now, and subscribe and hit that bell button if you're interested in more trainings. We're at 8,000 subscribers right now, almost. If you're watching this video, we'll probably be at 8,000 subs, and we're gonna be at 10,000 soon. That's also gonna be one of my focuses, is helping people for free with content in this YouTube channel, just consistently. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for the happy birthday and everything that you guys have done for me, all the subscribers, all the followers, everything. If you want to learn the top 22 products to sell and dropship right now, click that video right here. Top 22 products to sell right now on Shopify and dropshipping. You will see a video right here. 22 products. Subscribe, hit that bell button, and hit that like button if you enjoy this video, if you enjoy my story. Let's crush it. Let's build more success stories and change your life. You're only seeing the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg. See the whole iceberg. Let's get it. Subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon.